Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a general love reading for the sign of Leo. So I did take a break from zodiac readings and other readings yesterday. I needed a day off. But I'm back today to do a few more, and hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'll have all the signs done. I have 4 more after this one, so thank you for your patience. um, uh, just... I just want to mention, in case it's symbolic to anyone, while I was meditating for your pile, your sign, a black truck did go by, a black pickup truck, so that could be symbolic. And I chose, for zodiac readings this time, I chose this deck to kind of keep track of where I was, but each reading I've gotten like an intuitive download. So I just want to mention, first of all, I feel like I'm on fire right now. So you could be breaking some kind of karmic cycle, or you could be overcoming something. I'm just, whenever I get that heat, that rush of heat, it's like Phoenix energy. I feel like I'm on fire right now. You are a fire sign. But I'm just going to be honest about what I was hearing with this card. And I was seeing, you could be someone who's trying to stand in your power. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, gray pickup truck. But I was getting the energy, the way that this lion is like focused straight ahead. You could be very focused on yourself right now. This is a weird one because this is a love reading, but the fact that we see this lion, and the fact that its mouth is open and its eyes are glowing yellow and its throat is glowing yellow, it makes me think that maybe you're someone who, I don't know if you put up boundaries with someone or you had the inner strength to stand up for yourself. It could be that moving forward or in the future, you are trying to have the courage to speak up for yourself or speak to someone. It could be that whoever's connected to you energetically is working up the courage to say something to you, I was hearing. The other thing I was hearing, the fact that this is number 5, although Leo is not Hierophant energy, the fact that we have 5 here could be symbolic to me. The message that I was hearing is you could be someone, I'm having a hard time right now. This is too much information, but I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like little gurgles and frog noises coming out of my throat. When I'm channeling something, there's different ways as readers that we get confirmation from our guides that we're onto something. And one of them is, like, you'll hear other readers talking about it, is burping. So I don't know if you could hear that, but I was having a really hard time speaking because of the energy that was trying to exit my mouth. So that's just confirmation that I'm onto something for some of you. But for some of you, you could be trying to work up the courage to be a spiritual leader or be a mentor to others, or maybe you already are. There's something about this, having the courage to share, having the confidence to put yourself out there, having the confidence to share your gift, share your light as a leader to others was coming through. So anyway, that's not going to resonate for everyone. Interesting. We have a card coming out, settling, curiosity, looking around. We'll see what else happens here. Maybe, you were accepting less than you deserved in a connection, and maybe you're someone who spoke, maybe you had the confidence to, speak up for yourself or defend yourself in some way. Maybe someone who, I don't know, for some of you, it feels like there could be, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but someone coming out of Hanged Man energy. There's an energy of Hanged Man here. Surrender. So you could be trying to surrender to having the confidence to step up and lead, to shine your light. Someone else, connected to you, maybe trying to find the courage to come towards you, but we're going to see what comes out. That's what I was getting. So You could be dealing with a Taurus, I'm hearing, for some of you, Taurus. Anyway, let's get it. So I'm going to cut the deck. We have third party, another lifetime, confusion, past life issues, soul contract, Mercury in retrograde. So there's a whole lot going on this card that doesn't have to do with third party energy, just so you know. It does mention, like, forget about the third party. Maybe that resonates. But it also says soul contract, which is interesting because we have 5 here. And the Hierophant can be a spiritual contract you share with another. Mercury in retrograde is also an energy of somebody coming back around. So perhaps someone who put you in a third party energy situation, I mean, perhaps someone, and that doesn't have to mean love, like third party interference can be multiple things or like an array of things. I don't know, the words aren't wording. But you and this person could have had like past life issues that were meant to be solved in this lifetime. Let's just get to shuffling and see what comes out here. We have the very first card, come on. We have reconciliation coming back together. So that's what I meant about that third party card. There's a whole lot of energy in that card that doesn't have to do with third party. One of them is an Mercury in retrograde, so something coming up for review. You know, somebody from your past coming back around. We do have reconciliation coming together. So it could be that, you know, there could be a message here too that if somebody's coming back or somebody has come back, there could be a message here to, you know, speak from a place of confidence, but not from a place of ego. And what I mean by that is, how can I put that into words? I'm hearing like tit for tat or blame game. Like, don't get caught in that blame game. Don't get caught in that letting this person trigger your ego. Anyway, let's keep going. We have toxicity and contemplation, negative energy, manipulation, narcissistic tendencies, and we have contemplation, big decision, heavy thinking. So you could be someone who had to, you know, speak up for yourself, or that gray truck went by again. Interesting. You could be someone that had to find your voice. Like maybe you were accepting toxic behavior. Maybe you did have someone who was acting like in a negative energy towards you. And you could have had to find, like, stand in your power, find your strength. You know, it's funny that I mentioned not letting this person trigger your ego, and don't get stuck in that tit for tat blame game, because negative energy, it could, like I said, this could also symbolize someone who you experience this toxicity with, contemplating coming back towards you for this reconciliation. And you know, if this is someone who was toxic coming back in for reconciliation, that's going to take some big decision, heavy thinking on your part. So maybe you have a choice that you need to make about this connection. Anyway, let's get back to it. We have water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and I mentioned Taurus. And of course, the lovely Leo. I have twins that are Leos. Now that's a ride and a half. We have no hate to you. We have action, take action, send message. I often look at my my Leo daughter and think, I wish I had her confidence. Action, take action, send message. And remember I said there's something here about taking action, having the confidence to surrender to something, or to speak your truth, or to go after your dreams here. This is supposed to be a love message, but I can't ignore those other messages that are coming through. And it does look like you have someone here. Interesting, complicated situation. We have boundaries. So you could have spoke up and said to this person, like, I don't want this toxicity anymore. Maybe you put up a boundary. And now this person is contemplating, like, coming back in and possibly crossing that boundary. Look, stop, speak up. I said speak up for yourself. You could have been someone who had to speak up for yourself. I don't know why I heard that. I just heard nobody puts baby in the corner. I don't know why I heard that. Anyway, that was weird. We have, I've already said it, take action, send message. Star Wars could be symbolic. That always gives me Star Wars vibes. Someone, you know, that's also Ace of Wands energy. Someone feeling inspired to take action towards you, to come towards you. Someone thinking about this in heavy contemplation about sending you a message. I'm going to do one more shuffle because it feels right. Maybe your person is like, I'm going to wait until it feels right. We have betrayal, deception, dishonesty, getting caught up. So I don't believe in accidents. I do feel like I had to see that card for you. There's definitely some toxic energy here. Interesting. And maybe this person has been silent with you for a while. I'm being told one more, so I'm just going to do it. We have lessons. Remember I said the minute that I started this reading, I felt like I was on fire, and I mentioned lessons. So you could have learned a very important lesson about this person, and they could have learned a very important lesson about you, possibly through a third party, karmic. All right. I just heard in terms of karmics, you know, I know that there's lots of like programmed thinking about karmics, and I know that when you find out your person has a karmic, I'm not saying your person does, you would know this, but I know that when you find out there's a karmic, your confidence takes a hit, you know? But I'm hearing there's a method to the madness, and after you get through it and you heal, you looking back, and sometimes it takes years, but looking back, you can see the lesson of the karmic. You can see that that karmic taught that person a lesson that you couldn't teach them. Not because you were lacking in your skills or lacking in your ability to help this person, but maybe you weren't, you know, if this person was toxic, maybe you weren't toxic enough to give them a taste of their own medicine, you know? Anyway, that's not going to be for all of you, but that's the message coming through. So anyway, we have trust, flow, surrender. And remember, I don't know why I'm getting Hanged Man energy with this card, and I said surrender. So you could be having the courage to surrender the outcome of this situation. Maybe it took you courage to surrender this person. Like maybe you were thinking that you could help heal them. And unfortunately, you can't make anyone heal. They have to heal on their own. Anyway, interesting. Oh my goodness, we have proposal. Ring, love offer on the table. I have chills right now. Interesting. So I'm interested to see what comes out for you, Leos. So let's have a look. What does Leo need to know about love? What's surrounding them and what's coming in? What do they need to know? I also chose the sunflower deck for you, and it made sense once I thought about it because you are a Leo, sun energy. So let's see. I feel like maybe clarity is coming. What is coming towards Leo? We have cold, left out in the cold. Interesting. So someone could feel very left out in the cold from your energy, especially, you know, I was talking about that fire energy, Leo, sun. So someone could be feeling very left out here. This person also could have rejected you. We have complicated situation. And it also mentions rose-colored glasses. So for some of you, maybe, I'm not saying that you were overlooking toxic behavior, or being naive to it, but sometimes when you love someone or you feel connected to someone, you don't want to take off those glasses. You want to believe they can heal and change. Anyway, complicated situation here, left out in the cold. So you could have felt very left out in the cold by this person, or they could be feeling left out in the cold right now of your energy, because there's a lot of warmth coming from your energy, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm hearing that song Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, and I'm not gendering you. I never gender people in my readings. I just talk about energy. It's funny how it pisses some people off that I do that, like people who... Anyway, I'm not going to go there right now. Anyway, I'm not going to go there right now, Spirit. My dogs are about to bark because UPS just showed up. So UPS could be symbolic. You could be dealing with like a UPS driver. The fact that, you know, we have this unexpected thing showing up could be symbolic of what's coming towards you as well. Let's keep going. All right, so let's keep going. What does Leo need to know about what's surrounding them and coming forward in love? So there is, you know, yep, there's Brad, could be symbolic, the name Brad. So I am seeing something here. It looks like you felt rejected or left out in the cold. You could be someone who's trying to raise your vibration, stand in your power, raise your confidence, you know. We have friendly relationship, raise vibration, closeness, and self-love. Go within, treat yourself. So I feel like, you know, instead of letting this rejection consume you, you know, maybe you did for a while, and that's okay. It's okay to feel that. It's, you know, I'm hearing toxic positivity is when you don't allow yourself to grieve and feel hurt and rejected. Like you can't just be like, oh, everything's fine, like toxic positivity. But anyway, instead of this letting you get you down permanently, you know, it looks like you did work to raise your vibration, worked on self-love. It could be that we do have apology on the bottom. So you could have somebody coming towards you. Like I already feel red pickup truck. I've never seen a red pickup. Well, no, I have. Not that shade though. Anyway, lots of pickup trucks in your reading. That's interesting. Anyway, what I was saying is it does feel like someone is contemplating coming towards you. And this person could be contemplating, like someone who's been cold with you could be contemplating coming towards you to reconnect, to be closer to you. This could be someone who themselves, they've gone through self-love, or, you know, just the fact that you've been loving on yourself could have helped this person energetically raise their vibration and kind of get out of that negative energy, because negative energy is lower vibrational energy. So if you've been raising your vibration, focusing on self-love, evolving, and you believe in soul contracts number 5, you create change in this person's energy as well. And it could be that this person, I hate to say this because it can trigger people, but it could be that this person wants to come in and apologize and offer friendship. I'm not saying that friendship is exactly what they want, because we have reconciliation, but friendship leading to reconciliation. You know, sometimes when someone offers friendship, it's because they're too afraid to ask for more. Look, we have change. I was just saying change because of the number 5. That's what That's what I was talking about when I was talking about change. I was looking at that number 5. 5 symbolizes change. So I was saying, if you're someone who's raised your vibration, didn't let this get you down, you're standing in your confidence, that can help change this person. So we do have apology. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I miss us. And we have change. Change is coming whether you like it or not. Courage. So it could be here that someone, look, regret, missing you, self-sabotage. So someone is in regret, contemplating coming towards you here with this apology. Let's keep going. We have soulmate. Look, we have third party, another lifetime, confusion, past life issues, soul contract, Mercury in retrograde. And we have distance, physically distance, emotionally distance, and then soulmate. All of these came out. So someone you have a strong connection with that can't really be destroyed through time or space is what I'm hearing. You could be at a physical distance with this person, or you could be at an emotional distance. That could be the third party interference. Like maybe there's distance between you. We also have a triangle here. So it feels like something else got in the way of this connection, whether it was, you know, them prioritizing work over you, them having a karmic, them not wanting to heal. Take it as it resonates. All right, I'm going to get one more. I'm being told to get one more. It could have been a past life issue that got in between you, you know? Let's just get one more, Spirit, for what's coming towards Leo. I'll just see if anything else wants to come out. I'll just shuffle one more time. For Leo, past life issue, are you kidding me? You had 3 cards come out. We have toxicity. Look, past life issue. So there could have been a karmic involved here for sure. We have alone, quiet, non-action, and nostalgia, past love, memories. So it looks like possibly, you know, possibly the person you're dealing with did have a karmic. It looks like now they're in solitude, feeling very nostalgic about you. Karmic partner, it's interesting, these labels that we throw around, because I heard it explained that twin flames counterparts can be karmic partners for us but there's so many labels out there now that sometimes people hear a karmic partner and they think of, you know, what you think about the karmic partner where they're just meant to teach you a lesson and then be out of your life. Karmic partner can also be non-romantic. So like this person could have experienced a lesson through a third party energy. That could have been a friend. That could have been a coworker. That could have been a parent, a sibling. Could be romantic. You would know. This wouldn't be news to you. You would know about this. And then we have solitude, alone, quiet, non-action. And, you know, with this card, I'm hearing being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. And we have nostalgia, past love, past memories. And like I said, if there was a karmic partner, it's possible that you were dealing with someone who was quite toxic, where you didn't have it in you to teach them that lesson because that's not what you're made of. Anyway, interesting. So I'm going to keep these off to the side and we'll get tarot to confirm. So I was feeling the pulp tarot for you. I'm just going to cut the deck. We have 9 of Cups on the bottom. Actually, let's just look. And we have the moon. So you could resonate with divine feminine. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Maybe you saw this person as your wish fulfillment here. Let's have a look. We have the Hierophant first card, number 5, which is exactly what I was mentioning there. So a soul contract. Remember that soulmate card? Well, it's right there. Interesting. Taurus energy with Hierophant. We have the 5 of Wands, conflict, competition. So for some of you, there could have been a third party. We have the sun. That is interesting. The moon and the sun. So you could resonate with divine feminine, divine masculine. Clarity is coming. Interesting. Could be dealing with another Leo. I don't know why, but I'm hearing like maybe you had to stand in your power with this person. And we have the Empress. Oh my goodness. So maybe, you had to realize that you did deserve better. Maybe you did have to stand in your power. With the Empress, that is divine feminine energy. So you could be focusing on self-love right now. You could be, you know, attracting in, not chasing. This person could have like awoken divine feminine energy within you, you know? And what I mean by that is maybe this person did leave you out in the cold and you had no choice but to start loving on yourself, you know? We have, with the Empress, that's a very nurturing energy. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse combined with the Empress, it feels like this person could want to get something off their chest. They could be hoping that you'll be open to hearing them. This could be someone who's experienced something too. Like, let's say that karmic lesson was with their parent and they've fallen it with their parent, or they've fallen it with their best friend. This could be someone seeking comfort for that with the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Empress. I'm just going to shuffle one more time. We have the Knight of Wands and the Devil. Kind of, the Devil was peeking out there, so you could have been dealing with a runner. With the Devil energy, you know, you could have been dealing with someone where there was toxicity. Third-party interference could have been addictions. Interesting. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. So we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. So that is really interesting because the Two of Swords is about a choice, or it can be about making a choice in love. It can be a choice between lovers. So maybe this person, you know, chose someone else and left you feeling out in the cold. This person, if that's not resonating, you know, the Two of Swords can also be very stagnant energy within this Two of Cups connection. So maybe there hasn't been any type of movement. Maybe this person was stuck for a while. Very interesting with the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. Twos are about, you have, let's just look at these twos. I need to find the numbers. Numerology, twos represent balance, partnership, sharing, duality, decisions, and crossroads. So it's really interesting because we had that energy with the big decision, contemplative, or contemplating, there we go, contemplating how to come towards you, this Two of Swords, making a decision to come and have this conversation with you, Two of Cups. Interesting. So it feels like this person could be at a crossroads. You could be at some sort of crossroads yourself, the way that, like, if you're mirroring with this person. I'm feeling called to look into the Two of Swords a little bit more for you. Like I said, this person could have chosen someone else over you. We have stalemate, this difficult choices, stuck in the middle, denial, hidden information. So I did mention for some of you, your person, the third-party interference could have been that your person was actually in denial of the healing they needed to do. It does talk about possibly this person chose work over you or chose independence over you. It also, the card reminds the person to trust their intuition. So this person is being called to trust their intuition when it comes to coming towards you with the Two of Cups. There's something about balance here. Two of Cups and Six of Pentacles. This person wanting to give you balance, wanting to give reciprocal energy. With the Six of Pentacles and the third party energy, it feels like this person wasn't giving you reciprocal energy. They were giving their energy to something or someone else. A third energy, whatever that energy was, whether it was, like I mentioned, another person, work, addiction, you get the idea. So we're going to get 3 to 4 cards about what is coming towards you. So let's see what is coming towards you, Leo, in love. What is coming towards you? So we have the King of Swords and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And, you know, it does feel to me like you could have been overgiving to this person, or you could have been, remember we talked about You could have been putting up with a bit of bad behavior. With the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups in reverse, there's a very specific message about a karmic, and I don't want you to take it if it's not yours, and I don't want this to, like, if you're sitting there and you're like, my person doesn't have a karmic, I don't want you to take this message as, yes, they do have a karmic, because that's not your story. That, you know, if that's not resonating, that's not your story. Those of you who know about the karmic or a karmic, it will resonate with you. But it looks like for those of you where there's a karmic involved, I'm just going to separate the message. There is a message of someone cutting off a feminine energy, or it doesn't even have to be feminine, because like I said, I don't talk about genders, but there is an energy of someone cutting someone else off here, in regards to the person you're connected to. So it looks to me like the person you're connected to, the person that's coming to your mind, is releasing a karmic. For those of you where karmic is not resonating, there is something here about you were overgiving to this person. Like, you were giving more than they were giving you. And I feel like this person sees that now. Like, maybe they didn't see that in the past. Maybe when you said to them, like, you're not giving me enough, or you're not putting in enough effort, or you're not spending enough time with me, they could have become quite, like, toxic about it. They could have become quite defensive about it. But this is someone seeing that clearly with the King of Swords. This is someone who's bringing clarity to the situation, and maybe, you know, they now have the perspective that yes, you were overgiving to them. This could have been someone too who you could have been anxious attachment and they could have been anxious avoidant, and I know I talk about those energies a lot in my general readings. It is a very common dynamic that I see in tarot, where these two types of people attract each other in order to heal that once and for all. And so you could have been dealing with a person who the more cold and detached they became, this King of Swords, you could have become more attached to them. Like, you could have tried to give to them more and show them more love. And, you know, you could have ended up, maybe that came from a place where there was a lack of confidence or a fear of abandonment, I'm hearing, with the left out in the cold and the confidence energy that's coming through. And sometimes when that anxious attachment starts attaching and overgiving, the avoidant can look at that as someone being clingy. And I'm not saying that you're clingy. There's all these hurtful labels that we throw around. So, you know, avoidants are usually labeled narcissists or toxic or whatever, and anxious attachment are labeled as clingy or too much or high maintenance or whatever. So what I'm seeing is that could have been a dynamic here. You could be dealing with an air sign or a water sign. It looks to me like, again, you could have been dealing with someone, King of Swords, who wasn't willing to take accountability for the fact that they were prioritizing something else, or that they weren't putting enough effort. And it looks like this person is having clarity about that. And again, for some of you, there is kind of a message of someone cutting off a karmic. So take that as it resonates. We're going to keep going here. And it could have been that, you know, with the Queen of Cups in reverse here, it could have been that you did need to prioritize your own self-love. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So this could have been delayed coming in with Ace, like a delay in your manifestation. So maybe you were manifesting this reconciliation, but it hasn't it hasn't come in yet. Yeah, a delay with your manifestation, a delay with something in your personal life. It doesn't look like in this connection things were moving forward as you envisioned. And it looks like something you've been manifesting where there's been a delay is coming in. It also looks like, I feel like this person wants to communicate that they see you as a missed opportunity. With the Ace of Pentacles, that's like something I should have invested in slipping through my fingers, you know? It's giving me that Four of Cups energy, them seeing you as a missed opportunity. The one that got away is what I'm hearing. They never should have let you slip through their fingers is what I'm hearing. We're going to get one more. It looks like this person has been reflecting heavily on that with the Hermit. It looks like, you know, you could have been someone who was trying to get this person to see their ways or get them to heal. And like I said, especially with that Queen of Cups, like you could have a little bit of a healer in you. And it looks like the reason this hasn't come in is because I think you both need a time to self-reflect and heal. I feel like this person had a lot of inner work to do. Maybe you did too. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit, both independent energies. So it feels like this was not coming in because you both needed to work on yourselves is what I'm hearing. The other thing I'm hearing is that for some of you, this person, very clear message, could have invested in a Karmic. And now they're seeing that was a bad investment and they're in this independent energy, independent of the Karmic. All right, let's get one more. Spirit's saying keep going. Yeah, look, you've got someone heavily reflecting with the Hermit that they did miss an opportunity with you, that they didn't invest in you the way they should have. Look at this. There's regret for Seven of Swords behavior. There's regret for... It feels like this person is they want to communicate all of this with the King of Swords. It feels like that's what this person wants to communicate, that there's regret over deceiving you, manipulating you, that deceit, or like there could have been deceit, there could have been manipulation, there could have been ghosting, running, denial of the healing they needed to do. It's like this person wants to communicate the regret they feel here, and that could be what's keeping them stuck. Remember that apology coming in. This person definitely wants to apologize for taking you for granted. This person, solitude, being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. Four of Swords. This person heavily reflecting on these things. So I want to see who this is for confirmation for you. Let's get confirmation of who this is. Could be a Capricorn. We have the Devil, so someone that possibly triggered your codependent attachments or your anxious attachment style. Someone who you felt like a very strong sexual connection with, perhaps. Someone you feel a very strong soul tie with. Someone who was, you know, could have been toxic, could have had a Karmic. Someone who, you know, wasn't very self-aware about the things they needed to work on, and they could have really triggered you. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. This is like someone you were accepting, Eight of Cups in reverse. You were accepting less than you deserved from this person. You were accepting possibly some of this toxicity when you did deserve more. And I feel like you're really... This card is sitting here. The other day I found it on the floor during a reading and I just set it up here. But I can't stop staring at it. Healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. Anyway, it feels like this is also someone who could have, you know, walked away, coming back around with the Eight of Cups in reverse. This is someone coming back around. And again, you're going to have a big decision to make because it does look like this person was quite toxic towards you. And I'm not someone who believes that toxic people never change. I believe, especially from what I've seen, what I've witnessed through my spiritual journey and my own journey, these soul contracts can heal these toxic traits, heal these codependent attachments, heal those wounds once and for all. I've seen it happen. I believe it. So if you are dealing with someone who treated you in a toxic way, you want to make sure that they're actually changing those ways when they come back in, because I feel like you're going to have a big decision to make. I'm going to get one more for who this is, just to confirm. This could have been someone who was trapped in a karmic situation or trapped in a marriage. Anyway, I could rant right now, but I'm not going to. We have the Knight of Cups here for who this is. So you could have been dealing with someone who was, you know, now Amazon's outside. It's delivery day. Maybe you're dealing with someone who, for who this is, they could have been, you know, emotionally immature. This could have been someone who made promises they couldn't keep. Like maybe they promised they were going to give more effort and they never kept that promise. Maybe they promised they were going to leave someone and they never kept that promise. Maybe they promised they were going to heal and they didn't keep that promise, you know? For who this is, the Knight of Cups, there's a very clear message that it doesn't make logical sense for who this is. So logically speaking, if we were to look at this person on paper, you know, it would make no sense why you would want them back with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, this is someone who intuitively you feel called towards, even though it doesn't make logical sense. And look at this for who this is. Queen of Swords on the bottom. So this could have been someone who was like, you know, immature, that you had to put up boundaries with. Or I actually want to look at the shadow attributes of the Knight of Cups. It's definitely someone you possibly had to put up a boundary with, stand in your power. Someone who, you know, you could see reuniting with, even though it doesn't make logical sense to anybody around you, or maybe sometimes even yourself. I'm hearing the heart. I don't know why I'm hearing this. I'm hearing the heart wants what it wants. Anyway. Ew. So this one talks about passive aggressiveness. So talks like that can be toxic. You could have been dealing with someone who was very passive aggressive. We have someone who maybe very quickly changed their feelings. So maybe 1 minute they were all in and the next minute they were all out. Maybe this was someone who 1 minute they wanted to be with you and the next minute they were with someone else. Especially if there was like, I could see this being someone where if you, like if they walked away from you, instead of, and again, you would know about this, instead of looking at themselves, I'm just going to work through the dogs. Instead of looking at themselves and their own shadows and taking accountability and taking time to heal, this could have been someone who very quickly changed up their tune and got involved with a karmic. Oh my gosh, my dogs need to stop. This is someone that you had to take a step back from, or who took a step back from you. This could have been someone who was an avoidant. Interesting. Very interesting. So take all that as it resonates for who it is. And again, on the Queen of Swords, we have Queen of Swords on the bottom. And I said this could have been someone that you had to stand up to or put up a boundary with. And with the Knight of Cups, this person, like, again, they could be younger than you, or they could have just been more immature, like emotionally immature than you. All right, so let's see their current energy. What is this person's current energy? We've got the Six of Cups on the bottom, nostalgia, thinking about you, wanting to reconnect with you, feeling a soul connection. We've got Four of Swords, which that's actually really good for their For their current energy, this is amazing because it shows someone taking a break from love. It shows someone isolating. It shows someone gaining clarity, having moments of, you know, realizations, having breakthrough moments with that Ace of Swords right there. And, you know, thinking about you, which, remember, I'm telling you, magic. Look at their current energy. I'm just going to show you how magic works. If you still don't believe me, look, 8 of Wands. If you still don't believe me, look at this. We've got solitude, 4 of Swords. Nostalgia, 6 of Cups. Here we have 4 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Being away from you has allowed them to gain clarity. And like I said, this could have been someone who, when they separated from you, they could have taken up with a karmic instead of reflecting and doing the work, causing a delay in your manifestation. Anyway, they're very much thinking about you, thinking about reaching out with the 6 of Cups, thinking about you while they're in bed, thinking about you during the day. That's their current energy. We've got the 5 of Swords in reverse right underneath that, which is wanting to reconcile. Remember the cards, coming in for reconciliation. It's all here. Porky Pig could be symbolic. Porky Pig just popped into my head. That's all, folks. Anyway, let's just look at the 4 of Swords together. Their current energy: rest, relaxation, peace, sanctuary, recuperation, self-protection, rejuvenation, withdrawing from love life, taking alone time, taking a break, mental health day. Didn't I start my reading about talking about how I took a mental health day yesterday? Or I mean, that's what I was getting at. I don't know if I actually said that. I'm someone who it was programmed into me that taking a mental health day is selfish. So it's really hard for me to take a mental health day. Anyway, it also talks about avoiding social media. So like if this person has dropped off the face of the earth or they're not watching your stories or whatever, it's because they're also taking a break from social media, it looks like. Anyway, very interesting energy here for their, I think that's interesting how those all came out. Anyway, so let's dive deeper and see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? We have 3 of Cups. Like, come on now. Wanting to come towards you, to reunite, to have closeness with you, maybe for a little bit of support, maybe offering friendship. They could be watching, like maybe you're someone who's raising your vibration. Maybe you're spending a lot of time with your friends. Maybe they're seeing this online. Listen, how they're feeling about you. They want to come towards you, but they could be worried that you have your boundaries up, or maybe you have them blocked. Maybe, you know, if this person, I do think there's something about your person thinking about coming towards you and offering friendship because they're afraid to ask for more. But we'll keep going. So yeah, you could be spending a lot of time with your friends right now. They could be seeing this. I also feel a heavy energy of them wanting to confide in you about something. 3 of Cups is an energy of like reconnection. So let's see how they're feeling about you a little bit further. How are they feeling about you? There's also some, look, left out in the cold. Come on now. It's magic. Anyway, feeling very left out in the cold of your energy. The 3 of Cups is also about energetic flow. So this person could be very much, I saw it in where the King of Swords came in. I feel like this person is very much thinking about the fact that they didn't give enough to this connection. We have the Page of Swords for how they're feeling about you. That's wanting to start a conversation. That's someone, this could have been someone very, you know, skillful with their communication to the point where you did feel like you were being manipulated. But anyway, Page of Swords for how they're feeling about you. They're definitely watching you online. So perhaps, like I said, with your friends, having a good time. Maybe you're showing that you're out going to parties. But this is someone who's feeling like they want to communicate with you. But the Page of Swords is like the energy of, I want to start that conversation, but I feel like I need to hold back a little. So this could be someone, you know, they're feeling like they need to have a conversation with you. They need to communicate, but they could be holding back. And what I mean by that is this could be someone who's like, again, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but it's like, I'll offer friendship to see if I can get my foot in the door. And then when I'm feeling more confident, I'll ask them if they want to get back together with me. We have the Two of Swords, a decision, crossroads, decision time. So this is someone like trying to make a decision about coming towards you. They're watching you. They're thinking about this, thinking about what to say, wanting to have this conversation, start this conversation. Interesting. And for some of you, like I said, this person could have chose someone else and left you out in the cold. Let's look at their intentions. What is this person's intentions? That's interesting. I was seeing, for some reason, I was seeing that in my head. Their intentions here are to look at the pages coming out, okay? That shows me that this person is like trying to figure out how to get back into your energy. This person's intentions, it does look like they want to take action towards you here at the Page of Wands. That's movement. So it looks like their intentions are, remember that take action? What message was coming through with that take action card? Something about when my higher self tells me to do it. That's kind of like the Page of Wands. Like this person's intentions are to come towards you, to take action when they feel called to take action, to come back to these cups. Interesting. I just want to get one more. We have death. So for some of you, possibly it's their intentions are to come towards you after another situation ends or after ending another situation. This person, definitely their intentions are to come back around and have a rebirth with you, to try again. You know, I know the way energy works. I know the way our intuition works. And to me, it looks like this person is being held back until they go through this transformation, until they have this realization in the Four of Swords energy, until they have that epiphany. Once they have that transformation, I feel like they're going to be given the green light to come back to this. We have Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. So for this person's intentions, that is commitment. That is renewal. You know, again, death is rebirth energy. This person wanting to have a rebirth here, have a transformation. So let's see what action they'll take. What action is this person taking? We have the Three of Swords in reverse. There's your apology. That is reconciliation and apology. So when this person is ready, they're going to come towards you with this apology. And when I say when they're ready, when they're feeling confident enough, when they know they have something to apologize for, because I feel like you could have been dealing with someone who like was not ready to look at their shadows or take accountability. This is about making amends here. Three of Swords in reverse, and we have the World, completion, closing the distance between you. That's their next actions. Of course, of course. What? Under actions, we have the Emperor, which is divine masculine. And like I said, we saw the Empress. You could be in divine feminine energy right now. So it does feel like when this person feels confident enough, they're going to take action towards you. The Emperor is taking control of the situation. The Emperor is taking action towards you, taking the lead in this reconciliation. Because I don't think that you're, like with the Empress, I don't think you're chasing this person. I don't think you're chasing them for a reconciliation. And their next actions will be to step up and take the lead in this reconciliation, and also to apologize. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. That's amazing. That's new perspectives. Remember I mentioned Four of Cups, how they saw you as a missed opportunity. This is like coming back for that missed opportunity. Four of Cups in reverse is like they don't care if they're going to, with the Emperor and the Four of Cups, this person, it looks like they take action when they're not worrying about being rejected. So right now, if your person is worrying about being rejected and worrying that they have to, like, maybe I should offer friendship just to get my foot in the door, and you're in divine feminine energy, that could be why they're being held back from communicating with you, because this looks to me like when they come in, they no longer have that fear of rejection. They no longer have, they come in with confidence with the Emperor. They come in knowing what they want. They don't care if you're going to reject them or not. They know they need to make a move. Four of Cups in reverse is about new perspectives in love, I believe, and being more active in the connection. So this person taking the lead and putting in more effort, being the first to reach out, being the one to ask you to do things, you know, being the one to communicate first. And I'm not just talking about during the reconnection. I'm talking about moving forward. Like, this is someone who wants to change the way they were showing up in this relationship. Again, my throat is doing the froggy thing. Confirmation that I'm onto something. Being more active in the connection. That's what Four of Cups in reverse is. And I have to mention too, I keep getting number synchronicities for you. So we had 2-2, then we had 5-5, then I saw 8-8, 9-9. Here we have 4-4. So just, that's interesting. Anyway, maybe you're seeing like repeating numbers like that. All right, so that's what we have for their actions. That's good, my friend. What is your advice about this? It feels to me like this could take some time to come in, but I'm telling you that if they were to come in today, they'd be offering you friendship. If they were to come in today, they'd be offering, like, they'd be in this page energy, and it looks like when they do take action, they're more in that Emperor energy, which will be, they'll be coming in a stronger foundation. Like, if you're someone who you're sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I've worked on my self-love, I have a really strong foundation, they can't rock my foundation. Remember, this person has to meet you where you are. If that makes sense. Again, I'm talking about energy and things that logical thinking doesn't apply. Anyway. So what is your advice for this? We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have Strength. And the Ace of Wands. So I do feel like you have someone trying to work up the courage to come towards you. And exactly what I just said doesn't make logical sense. I'm talking about energy. But if this is going to be a solid foundation and grow into something solid, I just said solid way too many times. I feel like this person has to be more on your level. So again, if you're someone who's in this very stable, confident, self-love energy right now, the universe is not, like, if you're this Queen of Wands right here, look, we have King and Queen of Wands together and Hanged Man for your advice, and the Six of Cups. So I am getting a very strong message that, you know, you and this person could be counterparts for sure. It's coming through in the reading. The King and Queen of Wands shows the two of you. To me, I'm seeing that when you come back together, you have to be on the same level. If this person, their intentions right now are to come towards you, but it's this Page. And I feel like if they came towards you right this second, to reconnect with you, that you wouldn't be on the same wavelength. You wouldn't be on the same vibration. And therefore that could cause conflict. That could cause arguments. That could cause more tower moments. It feels to me like this person is going to, right now, they're working up the courage to come towards you. And when they do come towards you, they're going to be in this Emperor King energy. They're going to want to take control of the situation and work as a team with you and meet you where you are. And I feel like right now they're not where you are, which is why this manifestation isn't coming in yet. But it will. Believe it. I don't even know what cards came out. I think these two. So, you know, your advice right now, if you're thinking about doing something at work where you're trying to work up the confidence or collaborating with others, do it. Focus on that, is what I'm hearing, while this person levels up. The more you level up, the more this person levels up. And like I said, I'm kind of seeing it like, I'm almost seeing it like you're the 9 of Pentacles and they're this 3 of Pentacles, which is why they're having a hard time having the confidence to come back towards you, because on like stability levels, you're way up here. Anyway, let's look at future energy. Future potential between these two. Show me the future potential, Spirit. 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take, and we've got the Ace of Cups on the bottom. So future potential, there is the potential of reconciliation here. There's the potential of peace. There's the potential of a renewal. And there's the potential of this person having a reciprocal connection with you, you know, matching your energy. I saw the King, like I saw you could be counterparts, because we saw the King and Queen of Swords, the King and Queen of Wands. And just this energy here, this person, future potential, I see the potential of them matching that Queen of Cups energy that you had, matching that, like all that energy you were giving them, this person wanting to match that energy and give just as much to you. That's your future with this person. The 6 of Pentacles also gives me like healed energy for some reason. So like maybe your person ends up getting a counselor, or maybe the two of you. Like if you are someone who has when this person comes back in, if you have the finances available to invest in in a counselor, or like a relationship counselor or a mediator, I would suggest doing it. Like I know it's expensive. That's why I'm saying if you have the finances. But like if this connection means something to you, if it means that much to you, and this person and you do have possibly different love languages, different communication styles, if this person deals with like toxic behavior, like if this person does communicate in a toxic way or has toxic behaviors, it would be highly beneficial to have a mediator help you communicate with this person. I don't think I've ever had that message come through a tarot reading in my entire life. So there you go. Anyway, the future looks good, my friend. And look, we have the 2 of Wands here. So this is coming. It's just right now there's like growth happening is what I'm hearing. So let's get messages from your person. Like I said, it's like this person is at a crossroads right here, trying to figure out how to come towards you, if they should come towards you. And I always say, if something is stopping this person, there's a higher reason. So we have, I truly want to work on this connection, which is the energy that I was getting from your person, that they do want to work on this. They just don't have the confidence possibly to come towards you right now. Like I said, I feel like if they were to come towards you right this second, they wouldn't be able to offer you anything stable. Anyway. My emotions for you have always been intense. Well, we had 4 pop out. You are my total world. I truly want to work on this connection. My emotions for you are still there. I think of you whenever I feel lost in my life, which is like constant, I'm hearing. I feel like this person constantly feels lost. I'm always with you in spirit. Please don't feel disappointed with me. So this person could have really disappointed you. I've always been afraid of this love. That explains, I already felt like they were intimidated about coming towards you. Look, mirroring. I've been working on my self-love and self-worth. I believe you have as well. We are forever soul and heart connected. We have only you can see through me. And that's, to me, that's an important one. Because I feel like you are someone who saw through this person. And you were the catalyst for this person realizing some of these shadows about themselves. We are a perfect match made in heaven. All right, so that was your reading, Leo. I hope that resonated. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.